Welcome to the show. I just had a few customers and I couldn't even get started, guys. So I'm not even complaining because having business is a good thing. You know what I mean? You know, I'm there like, okay, and I'm doing the like, the double dutch, like, oh man, I gotta, come on now. But I was like, you know what? The guys would understand, man, that today I just had to handle business, man. That's what Dave would say. I'm just Wayne, you just got to handle business. So let me just make sure everything is on here and I can actually get started. Um, hey Rudy, what's up, man? What's up, bro? I sorry for the delay. I should have been on about 10:40. So I'm still, and I'm here trying to check the machine in, right? And I remember talking to this guy. He drove an hour away, and in Rockingham. I actually used to work up in Rockingham, an hour from me. I used to drive an hour to work, hour back, every day for 6 years, I think it is. And so when we were talking on the phone, I'm like, yeah, man, come on down. I'll see what I can do. He came right at the time I'm supposed to be going live. I was like, man. so I said, well, let me see if I can check the machine in. And he's like, can you just look at it right now and see? And I was like, oh man, damn. Can't tell this. And then anyway, then people come in buying supplies and everything. So I said, man, I am behind. But I can't disrespect my customers and stuff like that. So I apologize to you guys, and we'll get started. I'm going to start by answering a question that someone had, and I told him to be here at 10:45 or so, and I'm here. I'm the one that's being late. So let me cover that real quick. I don't even have a title for the video. I don't have a thumbnail. I just hit go because I knew I had to get started right away. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, where is his question? Huh, come on now. Okay, well, how's this? It was about the Bissell 2X. Okay, it was about the Bissell 2X. So I said, wait, did he contact me through? I think he contacted me through my website. Hold on. I think it was through Monroe Vacuums. You want to send me an SMS? Are you serious, man? No, I can't. I can't use my phone. All right, fine. Hopefully he's on. All right, I can't seem to do that. It's about a Bissell 2X. So let me bring it up here. And hopefully he's here. He can ask me questions, and I can try to answer it and everything else. So let me move all this stuff off of here. I have a Kirby that I was working on. Change the cord. I put the black cord on it. I think all of the Centria cords are now black because it's the dye that they're using is really for Avalere. So that's fine. What's the big deal, right? Black cord on a gray machine. Kirby normally tries to keep the cords uniform with the color scheme of the units, but right now, so I just swapped this one out, put light polish on it, didn't really go too hard on it, and I still have to do this head. Take a look at how bad this one is on the inside, and I have to kind of buff this head, so I still have some work to do on this guy here, okay? But let me ask the question. Let me answer the question for the gentleman. Yep. Okay, get this one off of here. I got my shark I'm working on also. And let me put up this, and I just covered this the other day, and that's why I was telling people that, you're gonna see, sometimes it feels repetitive, but it's because there's always someone who, think about it for a second with school. There's always a new student, there's always a new person that's having their first apartment. There's always a new person that's having a new baby. So there's always a new. So a lot of this stuff is going to seem like, well, I heard it before. But the thing is, there's always someone else that didn't hear it, and I need to cover it for them. So if you're with me, just hang with me, you know, and we'll get to something else in a second. Here we go. All right, so he's having a problem. He's having a problem with the suction, and because there's no other way to cover this, I think I'm just gonna repeat what I've already said before. Okay. All right. There's this thing called zero-based thinking, right? And I like it. I actually do like zero-based. I heard it from this billionaire show. I think it's called All in One. Those guys, a bunch of guys come together. They talk politics and social things and money and stocks and, you know, we call that crypto and stuff like that. And they say zero-based thinking. So when it comes to like zero-based stuff, you have to go back to the source, go back to the basics, down to the bottom of everything, and then build it back up, just like a company. So if you were doing a budget, you would go back to, let's say we were starting from scratch. What do we need? What do we don't need? This way you could tell what you're overpaying on, stuff that you really don't need, if you went back to the beginning. So for a vacuum cleaner, back to the beginning, let me get back over here. Back to the beginning means, hey guys, hey, how's it going? Want to trade 50, 67? Not sure. Hey, David. All right, Caroline, all right. Rudy, hey, David. Okay, so back to the beginning on this system here. Okay, let me see if you can see it. I had to change my camera. Let me move it over. I have a different camera today, guys. Everything was totally out of whack today, I'll be honest with you. All right. And because I can't see it, because I'm not doing the front facing, David, I have to kind of wait until my feed on the live show me that I'm facing the right way. In the meantime, I'll keep explaining it. So what I'll do is start at the beginning. So let's say our friend here have a Bissell 2X, like he explained. Any vacuum that you have a problem with, you do the same thing. If I had a Shark, I would do the same thing. And this is what I mean. Okay? You let's say we have power. We have power. All right. So when you have, let's put it back together right. It's probably not put back together correctly. I think I rushed it. I'll put this back together. When you have one of these, okay, strip everything down. Like take all the clothes off, right? Strip all the way down, right? And then you want to check, do I have suction where the base of my suction is? Do I have suction right here? If you have suction here, then you move to the next step. Where's the suction going from here? So in the case of a Bissell 2X, okay, the suction is right here. So let's turn it on and let's see what we have. Can you see it? Oh wow, I'm way behind. I'm looking at my stuff here. How do I get this to not be so far behind? It's my feed is at least 2 minutes behind, guys. It's weird. So sometimes you might be asking me a question, and if you see that I didn't answer it right away, it's because I can't see the chat until 2 minutes later. Oh, okay. See, like now Dave's seeing it. Look at it. I don't know what's going on. All right, no problem. All right, so here we go. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, David. Let's turn this on. So you check it. Try not to get the stuff get sucked in, because then you got another problem. So now I got suction here. Okay. Where do I go from here? Well, where you go is you go here. Okay, and you're going to put this on. If you have a Bissell 2X, you put this on. Okay, of course you can direct the suction to the floor, and you can direct the suction to the tools. You know what? Let me do something real quick. Let me back up. All right, give me a second here. And because if I'm going to be talking about the Bissell 2X, let me just make a note in the thing. Bissell, second, guys. Bissell 2X suction problem. All right, hang out with Dave and Rudy and Brianne and the Vac Packs. All right, and the Monroe Vac Pack crew. All right, so pack and crew is probably the same thing. So I don't know. I might be doing that redundant. Okay, so now that you did that, where's the suction going from here? So now the suction is going to be building up inside this section here, right? Okay, and it's going to try to find a way to go. That's why you're redirecting it. The suction is finding a way out, right? Where am I going? So now the suction is going to be directed down. But is there anything in this thing that can mess up your suction? Yes, this can be warped. There could be a gap here, okay? There could be a crack down this line here. So what I would do is I'll get like a plastic, and the reason why a plastic is good for this is because the plastic happened to respond to, maybe not this one, maybe this is a regular plastic bag. Let me see what's this. Let me get one that's open. I can just use a regular plastic bag. All right. Yeah, this is good. Sometimes I get a lot of these open packs because I use them to repair machines, and then all of a sudden I got an open pack. Probably need to put them on eBay or something. Okay, so now when I turn this on, I'm going to check something. All right. So watch this. If I divert this up here, this should snag the bag, right? Not a lot, right? Notice? Not a whole lot. It's not as strong as the source, right? Think about it. If I put this plastic over here, so the reason I use this plastic, what I would do is I would go around this whole thing here to see if anything is holding on to the plastic, because the plastic, there's no pores in this plastic, so everything's going to get kind of pulled here if there's a gap somewhere. So if I notice there's no gap here, let me turn it down to the floor now. But if I put it here, right? And even here it doesn't seem that strong, but there you have it. Here's the other side to this. On the inside of this tank, you have a filter. This filter here can mask your suction. It can clog up your suction. This little cap right here, it'll collect, like the reason for the filter is because the motor is pulling, and it doesn't care what is pulling in, right? And this is supposed to be a barrier to your motor, so debris won't get inside here and jam up your actual motor. So this is a protection to the motor. If you think about it, this here is sitting right here where the base of the suction is. The suction is going through here, so this guy is a line of defense to stop any kind of debris from getting into the motor, but it will collect carpet fibers and stuff like that. So this can be a source why your suction is bad too, guys. All right? If you have one of these machines. Now, the same principle I'm using, you can use on any vacuum cleaner, okay? It's the same principle. It just happens to be that we're using a Bissell 2X. All right. So the other part of this little unit here is that as the water fills up, this floater is going to rise as the water fills up, the dirty water, and it will close off this section here, and then the suction will cut off, and you'll hear a sound. It'll sound like it's straining, like you know, like it's singing and then it's like yelling So I swear these things are gonna have AI soon, where they're gonna be talking to you like, "Hey David, you need to change the bag," you know, stuff like that. Who knows? Okay, so now the next step is, if everything is going fine, it should have suction down here. You see? So if the filter's clear, if you have suction at the base, if there are no leaks around here, then you should have suction here. That's really it. That's the bottom line. The other thing that can happen, and this is the last thing I'll cover on the suction part of this unit. The front, I don't have one on this one. Let me see if I have it over there. I'm trying to see if I can see it before I go off camera for you guys. I don't want to leave and then it's for nothing. No. On this unit here, okay, there's a cover in the front. What happens is that the cover can split in two. The same way this here has a split. You see that crease right here? See if you can see it. You see this crease right here? This can have a crack, and that crack can let air out. See all up here? So that nozzle that hits the ground, that can be a problem. It comes in two pieces that's weld together with heat or adhesive. I think it's heat. And there are times when the bottom part is on and it looks complete, but the top is missing. So you need to double check that also. Other than that, there's nothing else should be stopping your suction. Okay? I want you to think about it the same way. I have a shark behind me, and I'm going to use the same principle with the shark. All right? Let me show you. It's the same thing with truth. I think they can attest to this. If it's true over here, then it should be true here. And then it should be true here. I'm not talking about opinion. I'm not talking about points of view. I'm talking about principle or physics, right? If it's true here, it should be true here, then it should be true here. You know? And that's pretty much what it is. So if suction works this way, then the suction should work this way on this machine. It should work the same way on a shop vac in your a garage vac, a vacuum at the at the thing, your car vacuums for your car. Like that's where you have to replace your filters, because it's sucking air in to help power your unit. And if your filters are clogged up, right, that's sucking the air in, that's going to cause a problem, right? The same thing, we have exhaust filters on vacuums to protect you from the carbon that burns off on a vacuum, right? So you have a HEPA filter. The HEPA filter is supposed to protect you from the stuff that's burning off. Now, in your car, you have a cabin filter, right? Because the car is taking air in from the outside and kind of, cooling it or heating it and then blowing it into your car. So now your car cabin filters have to be changed and cleaned. If not, you're going to be breathing in all kind of debris. So, same principle. It's supposed to work the same way. Okay? All right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Okay. You summon Brienne. David, you're funny, man. You are funny. Oh, man, I love you guys, man. Look. That's positive. Look. Okay, David, I'm gonna give you something, and I want you to tell me what, and we can this is Brienne because I was supposed to tell Brienne about this already, but I didn't. Um, I tell you, I don't know how many calls I get a day from spam or some kind of sales thing. You know, you know what I give salespeople a lot of slack because it's your job. You're trying to get a sale. All right, fine. I'm not interested. Done. You know, if you're good enough to keep me on the phone, if you're good enough to give me a sales pitch, I give you credit, right? But if I'm not interested, I'm not interested. I gotta go. I'm working. But the spam stuff, the the scammers and all that, that's where my patience, I don't have patience for that. Because you're literally stopping me from work to try to scam me or some nonsense. So it's like, have no patience for that. Have no patience for it. All right, let me get this out the way. Oh, but hey, Dave, let me give you what I was talking about. So I forgot what it was called. I forgot the name of the. I don't know if it's a physicist or a just a regular scientist or whatever. I'm not sure, but they were talking about the sun, how big the sun is in our solar system compared to the rest of the planets. And the sun is emitting all of this energy and stuff, right? And I guess we're not putting enough focus on harnessing the sun's energy and stuff like that, I guess. But a Jupiter we can throw a bunch of Jupiters into the sun and it wouldn't affect anything. Obviously it will have an effect. So let's say you phase the Jupiter into place and you threw the Jupiters into the sun. It's like nothing. And when I think about that, I'm not thinking about the space and all that. I'm thinking about stuff here for us, right? And I'm like, man, there's like big things that are going on in your life, or big things that are important to you, or big things that are important to our society. But we focus on the tiny stuff. Because the sun is gigantic compared to these little guys here, these little planets, right? And there's so much that we think about that have nothing to do with the big picture of our life. I just thought I'd throw this at you. Maybe you can give me something from that, Dave. But that's something. This guy used to tell me, don't major in minor things. Make the main thing the main thing. There was a guy up in Raleigh that used to have a sales office up there, and he always tell his guys, look, make the main thing the main thing, right? Don't focus on minor things. And I've heard it all over the place, but he sticks it in my head more because he was in the profession I was in, and I admired his work ethic and how much he built his organization up. So when he said something, I kind of took it, Yeah. Hey man, you're back, car guy. It's fixed one of these machines before. I have hard floors, so I've not touched it in years. Yeah. Yep. Take care of the big things, right? The little things will take care of themselves. That's true. Yep. Actually, man, I'm thinking of turning all my floors into hard floors. As much as remember, I'm not just vacuums, man. I have polishers, buffers, the floor mops, the one that sucks up, like the Crosswave. I have a Crosswave at the house that I use, so. I use that mostly in the dining kitchen area, but I really just want to rip the carpet up out the living room, off the stairs. Upstairs, I'm still thinking about that for upstairs, but I'm honestly done with carpet. I'm done with carpet. I don't want any more carpet to do. So I'm currently making plans for that. All right. So that suction idea I was talking about is the same thing with any one of these cleaners. Okay? Like this guy here, okay? Think about it. The motor is pulling hard, right? The motor is pulling hard at trying to get something in. That's the only job it has, is to keep this pulling. So these filters are really supposed to be here to protect the motor from all of this stuff is trying to get inside the motor. Think about it. If this filter wasn't here, if you try to vacuum without this filter, the motor will be sucking in all of that stuff. Okay? And before this filter, the only filter you have to block anything is this little mesh filter right here. And what will happen, this mesh filter will always also get wrapped up with fibers and hair, and because that's what, look where it sits. It sits right here, which is the hole that this fits into. You see that? When it sits down in this. Okay? And the design of the unit is what, and where the dust comes in, right? Think about, man. Let's see how they did this. So the dirt is coming in through here, right? Holy cow. So look how this design is, right? Look at this design. The dirt's coming in through here, okay? The dirt, I guess, would swirl around, and it comes over this cliff and drops in here. It swirls around here, comes in through here, swirls around, goes over and drops in here. I don't think I would have figured that out right away. If you think about it, what I probably would have done if I wanted the dirt to come here is probably put this lower. But then that would have been my fault. Maybe, it wouldn't have worked out that way and stuff like that. But take a look at the way they designed this thing. The dirt comes in through this opening, and the moment you close this, right? Because the suction is pulling here. So you would think that if the dirt came in here and the suction is pulling here, it would all come down. It would all kind of pile up in here. But it still finds its way to get over here and falls down into this bin and fills up at the bottom on this side. I don't know if I could have predicted that one. I give Shark some credit on that. I don't know if I would have predicted that one. That's something else. Let me put this one back. Let me put this over here. So hopefully I answered that question for that gentleman, and hopefully that was a good enough answer. Looks like drywall dust, right? Maybe, yeah. Hey, listen, have you guys ever seen dust that came from a mattress, man? If you mattress dirt, which is dry, dead skin and stuff like that, it's not like, remember, it's not grit, it's not hair, it's not like flour and salt and stuff. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know how the sand dunes look? Like the sand dune? It looks like sand dunes, but almost look like they were glued together. They look like they bond together, like they have a bonding thing, like it's stuck together. They don't look like they can fall apart like grains of sand. They look like they're just stuck together. If you ever see mattress dirt, I used to do presentations, right, where we would deep clean the mattress, and we had these filters that would show you the dirt that comes out of the mattress. And if you've ever seen it, it doesn't look, it's not nice to look at. I mean, you don't even want it on you. You're like, mattress dirt don't look good, man. You need to vacuum your mattress, find a way, some way, somehow, even if all you use is a canister. The better way to clean a mattress would be to, you need some kind of vibration or something like that. But even if you just have a straight suction thing, clean your mattress, vacuum the mattress, man. It surprised me how much dirt is in a mattress, okay? Especially if you have allergies and stuff like that, all right? So if you've never done it, try it, okay? This is what I would do. I would clean out your vacuum, like get all the dirt out the vacuum, okay? Get all your dirt out your vacuum, everything out the vacuum. And then get your upholstery cleaner, the one that looks, like a T-tool, okay? And leave on the fitted sheet, the one that you're about to put in the wash anyway, and just, Kirby now, they'll put the vibrating head and they'll vacuum the mattress with the quad head, but you're using yours on the floor, so, okay? So use your upholstery tool to clean the mattress and see what builds up inside that you're clean, because you clean it out. So clean it out so you don't mix it up with anything else. And then just clean it and see what's in there. You can use a shark. You can use a shark. You can use a shark. You can use a shop vac. But if you want to see what it looks like, that's what I'm saying, right? Try it. But it's good for you though. Regardless, I think it's a good idea for everyone just to vacuum the mattress anyway. Okay, you'd be surprised what you find. But because that's where you're sleeping for 8 hours or so, right? 6 hours, and you got dust mites and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking about the fact that you're sleeping on a sponge of dead skin. That's kind of what you're doing. So anyway, I don't want to gross anybody out. Okay? It's like, too late, Wayne. Too late, bro. I wasn't even thinking about that this morning. Now you got me thinking about that shit. All right. I was messing around with a Prolux the other day, and I had to change the brush. And I think the brush came in, and I want to make sure I got the right one. Okay? So, let me turn this way. Okay? But yeah, man, don't major in minor things, guys. Don't major in minor things. You know who get us to major in minor things? Talk shows, sitcoms, stuff like that, because it's entertainment. Sometimes entertainment is good because you get to get away from all the troubles and stuff like that. You get to, take your mind away for a second, But if you get emotionally attached to them, they can take you away from what's important. So that's what I mean by that. Don't major in minor things. They're like things that are most important in your life that you should be putting your attention on. And those minor things will take you down the road. Okay, let me get that belt. The brush just came in because they stopped selling this brush. And they're normally very expensive, man. Normally very expensive. So I got it in. I want to see if it fit. Let's see if this is the right one. You like it? It's a nice strong one, right? Man, I like that little simplicity, man. That thing is a little powerhouse. All motor. Like let's see if this will do the trick. Yep, this will do the trick. This will do the trick. This will do the trick. Fantastic. This will do the trick. This will do the trick. But that handheld is good. Okay, guys, I want to show you something. You see how there's a rust in this thing here? I'm going to show you how to clean off this rust. I probably showed you guys already. You see the rust? Let's see if you can see it. I got it. Give me a second. Let me see my thing. Can you see it? Yeah, you should be able to see it. The rust there. I don't like putting belts on cleaners where there's rust on the shaft. So what I would do is I'll get something as simple as this, a sandpaper. This one is 180 grit, okay? And I'll roll it up a little. Now you could do it any way you want, but for me, I like to keep my hands a little bit away from it, and I'm gonna put it right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the unit on, let it run. While it's spinning, I'm gonna add this guy here, and we're gonna clean that thing off. All right, watch this. Okay. David, I was trying to use the other setup today, but time just ran away. I had some customers this morning, which is fine, and I wasn't able to do the setup. So tomorrow I might be able to have the other setup. I just want to see which one is actually a better fit for what we have here. Okay, so because if I'm looking at this show on a regular screen, if it's on a cell phone, it fits right into the rectangular shape of the cell phone. But if it's on the big screen, on the computer screen, there's a big black space on this side that's not doing anything. There's a black space on that side that's not doing anything. And I'm like, man, that, I don't know. I'm very torn between that, because the verticals seem to be the direction that the platforms are going, right? But the presentation of it is not quite the same, because we're not going to do away with computers, are we? So people are going to still watching their computer. People are going to still watching the TV, because I even watch YouTube on the TV in the house. I don't even watch TV. I will watch YouTube, or maybe watch a stream on something else. So I may end up just going with that style. If I can get things going, I might do a testing later on today, maybe around, who knows, 2, 3, or 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock or something like that. But that's at the studio at the house. I'm trying to do it here so I can test how it works here with this setup. Okay. Anyway, let me turn this on and go with this. See that? Fantastic, man. Fantastic. All right. Now, the kind of belt that this is probably going to end up using is going to be a Panasonic Kenmore belt. A little bit longer than the Dirt Double 4.5 belt. I believe it might be the UB8. Sometimes the names would mess with me, but I know exactly what size belt I would need to use on this to make it work. The belt would be about this long from here to about here. Let's say about this length, okay? And then you can stretch it the rest of the way. In this case, I will put the belt on here first, hook it on the brush, okay, and then use it to stretch the brush over and then get it on here. And that's how we'll put this belt on. So if you give me a second, I'm gonna go find a belt I'm gonna put on this, and we're gonna test the rotation to see how it spins, okay? All right, give me a sec. All righty, let me see how this one. And yeah, it's UB8. Yep. I think UB8 would work. I think UB8 would work, guys. Now I just have to make sure I got my cover. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's do it, folks. Okay, so it's the UB8 Panasonic. I think that's correct. Yeah, all right. And stretch it some. If I need a longer one, then I'll just get a longer belt. But I'm thinking I'm correct here. All right, let's see if I got something for you guys. Give me 1 second before I continue with my adventures. Come on, man. Sweet. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here, man. Okay. Ah, David, I think you like this one. Let's see if Rudy can figure this out. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, here we go. Here's a little riddle for you guys. Rudy, you there? Here's a little riddle. This is a Prolux upright, Rudy. All right, I'm gonna put a little riddle in the chat. Boom! I'm gonna put it to the top. Pin. Let's see who got it. What you got? There's a couple of answers, but they're kind of the same. A couple of options. All right, see if you can solve this one. Here you go. Okay. Good. All right, let's try it out. Let's see how it spins. No noise. We don't want any grinding. No vibration. We just want it to be able to boom. Okay? Sweet. This is done. All right. We're over. This is over. This is finito. This is finito, man. This is done. This is done. This is done. We're done with this. We're done with this guy. We're done with this guy. Next up. We're done with this guy. Okay. Okay. Let me show you the name of this guy. It's a commercial cleaner. It's basic. You know what? It's funny. The guy that was here today, that I told you that why I couldn't. It's funny. Both customers came in, The guy that came in before me had no idea what we were talking about, right? Who came in afterwards. He had no idea what we were talking about, but he had the exact same thing to say. This is what he said, right? The guy had a cordless shark, and we started talking about this stuff, and he said it's amazing that the machines, the shark and the other stuff that they make. He said, man, I only had it for a short period of time. I don't know what happened. It was a cordless. The nozzle wasn't receiving the power properly. The motor, it only turned when you kind of flick the brush, and then the motor kicks in like that. I say, yeah, may have to replace the motor, but it could also be the circuit board, because even when we turn the power up on the nozzle, on the handheld unit, the on and off switch, it goes from low power to high power. It didn't reflect it didn't translate. So I said, well, if it's not translating, it could be the circuit board is not sending it, it's not breaking it down, it's not receiving that extra boost and everything else. And so the guy came in, the gentleman said, man, he remember having a power tool, and how things are just not made today to last. You're lucky if you get 5 years. The guy came right after him. He was talking about a washing machine he had for 25 plus years. And he bought one, and all of a sudden he started having problems. He said the same thing. He said, it's phase, man, these things are just not made to last. It's like, I was like, man, he just said the same thing. But that is the truth, right? And it's what it is. I don't know if we can even control that. The manufacturers can control it, of course, but us as consumers, if we stop buying this stuff, maybe someone would hear, the message would get across. I don't know if the complaints will work, because when you see a bottom line and then you're like, man, we're making money this way, and this is where everybody else is doing it, and everybody else in this industry is doing the same thing, so they just follow suit, not thinking. And when one company buys out the other, and I think I spoke about this the other day, and they're not the ones who invented the formula. They're not the ones who started the business. They didn't grind it out. They have no vested interest but profit. They're probably not going to put any effort into trying to service the customers the same way. They're just going to look for ways to cut costs. And it's not about evil, or it's not about stuff like that. I'm just telling you, it's just human nature. Okay? It's not that a capitalist is worse than a socialist or a communist or whatever. It's not that. It's just the process. The process. Which process is better, right? So the company might think the process of making disposable products better than the other way, but I don't think it is. I think it's only good for short-term profit. I don't think it's for a legacy kind of company, and maybe the company's goals isn't to be a legacy company. Maybe they're just really looking to make short-term profit. And in that case, in their mind, the profit is the process is exactly what they want. They're only in it for a short term. Maybe they have a 10-year plan, and they're going to get out, and someone else will buy the company. In their minds, that's the way. So but it's funny how that the guy just said the exact same thing. He said the stuff is just not made, and we're slowly being convinced that the way is to just buy and toss, buy and toss, buy and toss. We're being slowly massaged into another way of looking at things, especially when the parts are not being made available even to the service guys who would be the ones to fix it. When you start seeing that happen, then you know that, okay, that's part of the process. These guys don't want these things fixed if you're not making the parts available. If you make the parts available, then you can just say, they made it bad. It's a bad product. They had a bad manufacturer or something. Or, it's made overseas. You can have another excuse. But if you don't make the parts available for service, then you had no plan on being around for a long time. See what I'm saying? That's how I see it. I might be wrong, but that's how I see it. This filter here, weren't we just talking about filters? See? This is blocking the dirt from going into the motor. Let me clean this off real quick. Let me clean this off real quick, gentlemen. Yeah, where is she? Brienne's in a car going somewhere like, oh my God, these guys. All right. Okay, let's turn this on. All right, guys. Let me get started here. Sweet. Done. Hold on. All right, so let me see. Did you guys guess the answer? Let me see. I'm not coming. Okay, so I reveal who you are when no one's watching. Not your comment, not your likes. I am who. Okay? So, what reveals who you are? David, you said it the other day, dude. You already said it the other day. What reveals who you are when no one's watching? You said it the other day, bro. Think about it. I know, right? Like she was like tuned in. Brienne was tuned in, boy, man. She was tuned in. Who knows? She may have had an appointment or something, right? Yes, integrity, habits, character. Well, character. Yeah, I guess so, because your character will be revealed mostly when you're engaging with people. They'll get a vibe of your character. But integrity is good. Integrity is probably the top answer. I think that would be the top answer, Dave. Integrity. Your character is probably a good answer to go with that. You know, your work habit. If you worked by yourself and no one else was around you, your work habit will show who you are, at least in that area. Your work habit will show, but your character, your work habit is a part of your character, and integrity is a part of your character. Huh. You see what I'm saying? Because if it's your character to work regardless of who's around you, you're going to do a good job, regardless if the camera's on you, regardless if someone doesn't have, like, the boss came down from corporate that day, right? And all of a sudden you're working, right? Or the boss walks down to see what you're doing, and all of a sudden you're working. That's your character, I think. So, yeah, something like that, I guess. You know what I mean? But integrity is definitely a top answer, and I'll go with that. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'll go with that, man. I'll go with that all day. I'll go with that all day, bro. All right, so I'm gonna slide this back in. I see some screws in here. I don't know why these are in here. I think I'm gonna have to do something about this. There are two screws here. No, maybe they try to fix something themselves. What is this here for? What are you trying to do? Oh, I see. They were trying to keep this here in place. Huh. Wow. When you thought your work was done. Let's get this out of here real quick. Look at this. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can finish the job for her. I don't know about this one though. I don't know about this guy, this big guy right here. Come on. Nah, I gotta take it out. I gotta take it out and try to do it better. I don't like what I'm seeing. There's no how did they keep it on here in the first place? Let me see something. Give me a second, folks. Take this out. Okay. Let me see what happens if I take this off. Sorry, Dave. Hey, Dave. Sometimes we hit it, and sometimes we don't. But we still bring it and do our best. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's it. But definitely, Brianne is. Okay. Let me see what happened. Huh. Interesting. That's weird. These holes look like they made it. These people made it, but there are three holes here that came with the machine. 1, 2, and 3. These two look like they created these two holes, right? And it looked like they were trying to fit it in like this. So what do you do? Huh? Oh, yeah. What do you do? Okay. What do you do, you guys? Yeah, you're right. It's like you know what's funny? I can't pass the buck. There's certain jobs that it kind of forces you to take accountability because you can't pass the buck, right? And I don't want to, man. I don't think I want to be in the frame of mind that I'm always coming up with an excuse. I really would hate to live in a place like that mentally, where I'm always coming up with an excuse. It's always someone else's fault. It's heavy that you have to carry it. But when my son told me that, think about it, and he's learning this lesson as a 16-year-old, right? And yes, baseball is a team sport, and you can get very good at baseball. Baseball players are very successful, et cetera, right? But he said something to me that I'm not even going to fight him on it because I think he's correct. So when he said that the reason he preferred cross country over baseball is because he can see his personal development and he can track his improvement. He says in the baseball, you could be improving, but if your team loses, you can't really track it the same way. So yes, it teaches you teamwork, right? And so I was really, in my instincts were, going to try to reaffirm teamwork and all the other stuff. But I'm like, okay, let me teach him teamwork in a different lesson. Let him have this, because this one he came up on his own. Let me not take this from him. This was his, epiphany, right? This was his own thing where he says, I can track my performance. I can track my improvement, because he's used to tracking his improvement by his schoolwork. Okay, he's never got a C in school, but I don't want him to be just a book smart kid and not have any wisdom, right? So he tracked his performance in school and the honor roll and beta clubs and all the other stuff, and he can track himself. And you can't pass the buck. You can't say that the team sucks, or it's you out there. So I just didn't want to take that from him, and I'll use another circumstance or another example for teamwork, because if I could, you could be pushing and you're doing the right thing, you're on the mark talking about teamwork, but nah, not now, leave that one alone. Let him have this. Anyway. Brienne probably paving her driveway today. She was very resourceful. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, Brienne is like a no joke, no nonsense. Listen, I can appreciate that. I got a lot of those people in my life. No nonsense, get the job done kind of folks. You know what I'm thinking of putting here? I'm thinking of putting a nut on this side. I can do it the other way too. I'm thinking of doing something like this. Hold on. Come on, buddy. You got it. You can figure this one out. But yeah, man, that's who Brian reminds me of a lot of people, some folks that I know that are just no nonsense. I'm gonna get it done. Okay, no excuses. You want people like that. You want people like that in your life. Yeah, let me see. All right, so I got this screw. I'm gonna have to cut this down, or I can find a smaller one to fit this. So I'm thinking of putting something like this. Right? Let me see. For this section here. So let me see if it can go the other way. Okay. Yes. So instead of this big thing that they had in here, kind of big, clumsy, I'm gonna use something a little smaller, but I'm gonna use a nut on it. I just didn't like the sharp edge, because this can poke your bag, and the other one just wasn't wasn't good. Okay, so let me do this. I'm gonna secure the first one, the little guy. Let me see what I got. It's just that I've got to figure out, how would you do this, Dave? How would you figure out, because there's no hole down here. Let me see. Well, maybe I can measure it. And then I can measure it from here to here. I could probably do that. Let me see something. Let's see. Let me see if I can measure. Let's see that. So it's an inch apart. It's an inch apart, all right? So an inch down would be where the next hole would be. So what's an inch down here? Let me see something. That's why they didn't do it. That's why they didn't do it. Look, an inch down. I'm trying not to have things knock over. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, an inch down will be this guy. That's an inch down from here. And I'm assuming that's why they didn't do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this little section out right here. This tiny little section right here. Because it has 2 screws. It has 2. Well, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So if I'm gonna help them out, let me do it right. These are business customers of mine, so I'm gonna help them out properly. Even if they weren't, it makes like it's the right thing to do. I just can't see. Maybe there was something hanging here that held it on, and that they lost it. But anyway, I'm gonna fix this problem, man. All right, and I'm gonna use a Dremel. Here we go. Here's my Dremel. I got a small one here. I have 2 that I use. I have one at the house and one here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna shave off this little section right here. Cut it, Dave. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna cut that out. It's not gonna take much. Just gonna shave it down. That's it. Okay. All right. Sweet. Damn it. My measurement sucks. Now move it over a little bit to the left. I got it. Got it. Still works. Still good. Okay. So look at that. So I just cut out this little section right here so I can just put the other screw right here. And let me just measure it down, mark it with a marker or something, and drill a hole in it. Okay, so we have here to here, and then I should be able to do it. Should be able to do it, man. I'm trying to get my thoughts together, guys. Okay, here we go. I left my, I'll use a pen. Let me see if this pen would work. It may not, but yep, it works. Okay, so where's my little guy? 1 inch down. Okay, let's see what we have here. This is 1, and then the 2 is right here. Oh wow, I marked it. Ah, it was already, man, look. My guesstimate was perfect, bro. Wow. Better than the cut on the inside, I'll tell you that. All right, let me see something here. Give me a second. Oh my God. I'm gonna try to drill a hole with my left hand. Ay. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna do it the right way. Perfecto. Okay. Perfecto. All right, so perfect. All right. Sweet, man. Nice. Let me put this in. Let me just hold the first one in there, and I'll feel good about myself if I get the first one in real quick. Yep. And where's my little ratchet screwdriver thing here? Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let me get a regular screwdriver. I just need a small one that can fit in here. Let's see. Come on, buddy. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, we got this. Okay, so we got one in. The next one, I just need one with a little bit of a point so I can drive it in there. And then we got this fixed, man. We got this out the way. Now this is not something that was on the what do you call it, on the docket. It was just something I just saw now, and I figured, all right, let me do the right thing and help this out, because you go a little extra mile for your customer, your family, whoever, and it always pays. It may not pay right away. It may not, but it is your signature. Right? And people know that that's your work. So you can decide whether or not you're going to, chuck it and I'm not going to worry about it. Or, that's your signature. That's the way you work. That's the way you work. So whether nobody recognizes it or not, that's the way you work. That's your signature. Okay? And they know you for that, and you stick with it. Okay, so here we go, guys. I think I like it. All right, it's already firm even without this guy. Okay, but we still need this guy though. So what do? Well, you know what? I may not need to use the nut. Guys. I like the nut idea, though. Do the right. That's what I told you. I told you you had the answer, David. Do the right thing even when no one is watching. Listen, to us, it seems easy because, again, you can't pass the buck, and you're always signing your name to your work. So, but when you're working in a group, and the group is doing the job. Let's say you worked at a factory, right? And the machine is running, and everybody is, you have your station here, he has a station there, somebody sweeps up sometime, It's very easy to pass the buck in a job like that when everybody is involved. But if you're the one working on that car, and they know Dave's one working on the car, honestly, your work is always going to show up, right? So the job itself lends to you not being that way. The job itself also lends to you having to, because you're signing your name. In essence, you're signing your name to the project. But certain jobs doesn't quite work that way. So it's so easy for people to be, seduced into not giving their all, because they can always pass the buck, and not realizing that you're digging a hole for yourself because you're creating a habit that will hold you back. And some guys feel like they're hiding, they're doing a good job hiding from, but it takes so much more work to hide from work than it is to actually work. So I don't want to work that hard. If you really think about it, I work hard, but I don't want to work that hard, man. I got to keep trying to find ways to hide from working. I mean, who wants to live like that? It's like crazy, man. I don't want to live like that. Look at that. I already found one that's a little shorter than this that fits. Look, this is the long one that came with the nut. And I already found a short one. I just need to find one shorter than this. Let's see if I can do that. right? If not, then I'm just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna cut it, and let's see if this one. Ooh, I have a short one. Let's see if this one works. Perfecto, perfecto, bro. Let's see if it fits all the way in. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Do you fit all the way in? No, 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 no. It doesn't. Get out of there. Damn, this guy's just a little bit too long. I need one the perfect size. Shoot. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it, guys. I'm gonna find it. Let me see. What about this? Ooh, come on, baby. Look. So this is okay. Look, I went from here. Right? I found this. Then I went a little bit too small. Found that. And then I think this is the one. I think this is the winner. Right there. So I'm gonna test this guy to see if he fits that. Okay? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I'll push it down just a little bit. There you go. All right, I'm gonna put you here. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, so now, damn it, I gotta go back in here, guys. I gotta put the nut in here. I'm gonna hold it. Let me see if I can hold it. And give me a second. Okay, now I gotta hold him. I need pliers. Because he's acting a little bit stubborn on the inside of this thing. Ha! Girl! Coño! Brother! Yes, man. Who this thing is messing with, man? You don't know who I am? He's like, nope. You know who I am, man? Okay. Sweet, man. Sweet, 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 sweet. Sweet. Look at this. So now this guy can go through here, and he can go down in here, and this guy can go over here, and this thing is solid, baby. All right. And this Prolux will be ready in a few for pickup. This belongs to a gym. This belongs to a gym. They bought two things in that what do you call it? The Clean Max with the broken fan. Well, the fan wasn't broken, but it needed a new cord, and the fan was on its way out. Okay, and so we put a new fan on that one. And this guy needed a brush, but the brush wasn't available, so I got a Cirrus brush because it looked just like the Cirrus I have here. The brush is up there, but I think they stopped even selling the Cirrus brush. God, man. So I ended up just going online and I found a brush that someone was selling. Got it. It's in, fixed, done, finito. Okay, that's it, guys. I have That's it. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of clean this guy up a little bit, take some of the red off and all that good stuff, and then I'm down the road on this one. We're good. Okay. Let me check for something. Give me a second. Please don't try to tell me you need a security thing to get in here. I know it's gonna tell me I need a security. 2-factor verification. Oh, coño. I'm using the phone that is trying to. All right, forget that idea then. Forget that idea. All right. Anyway, I'm moving on. David, I was gonna try to reach, but we'll catch up on another day. All right, folks. I guess I'm gonna wrap this up. So I'm just gonna clean this up. So I have some Dysons. I'm wrapping up that Kirby. I'm double checking on the Kenmore. I have backpacks. Another Dyson. Okay. Where's the other guy? Filter Queen. The Filter Queen was these clips here had busted. There's some simple stuff that just, like a Filter Queen is like, I don't know if they still sell them. It's those $2,000 machines. They're up there, okay? And something as simple as this guy, this little clip that's busted, can take it out of whack and just make the cleaning experience just horrible. And they were taping it up. You can see some of the stuff here. They taped it up before, and it just didn't work. And I think they tried a screw or something. You could tell by the way the circle around this thing. They tried a screw to see if it'll hold it in the nozzle. So I had to go online and see if I can find clips. So I have some being mailed in to fix that. So I'm going to replace this clip, put another one in that handles the Filter Queen problem. But it's amazing the amount of people that will throw their machine out because of something as simple as something like this. And without a channel like mine or a shop like this, honestly, most people will probably just throw their machines out and leave it in the garage and just keep moving. Without a garage or a body shop or roofing guys and stuff, these kind of services need to continue going to keep, and if they're not going to keep going, then the channel is going to teach people how to fix it themselves. Either way, the better route is to get your stuff fixed rather than just continue to dump money in, because it makes sense to me. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the job going. I'm gonna stay on the mission. Thank you guys for hanging in. Sweet victories hours, I love it. And yeah, David, honestly, man, if Graham was here, it would have been great. I thought the lady was gonna pop back in today. Who knows, maybe tomorrow. And who else is normally here with us? Guitar Jams. I haven't heard from Guitar Jams in a couple of days. But yeah, David, you're here, man. You are like super, man. You're very supportive. You're always with us. Guys, let me put something in the. I still got free still weed eater last week. Oh yeah. You got a still. That's what you call it, right? Still, right? Weed eater. Wow. So the screen and the muffler was stopped up. You took off the screen, and it started right up. Did you end up cleaning it, or you just took it off? Did you just said, I don't need this anymore? Because with the screen, does it need the screen, or would it cause a problem without the screen on it? Hey, Dave, you know what? Let me look at that. I'm gonna do my homework real quick, Dave, because you gave me a name that I'm not. You gave me a name I'm not used to saying out of my. It's not part of my regular everyday talk. What is that? A spark arrestor. Is it like a spark plug type of deal? What is spark arrestor? Small filter screen designed to stop hot embers and sparks from escaping the exhaust system. Oh. So you'll see them in a chainsaw, leaf blower, generator, bike, ATV, shop vacs. A spark arrestor, dude. Thank you. I've never even seen that term. A spark arrestor. Thank you for sharing that with me today. And Dave's like, where you been, man? Wow. Okay, a spark arrestor. So it arrests sparks. Is that what it does? It arrests the sparks. I can see it. Hey. Turn around. I love that. A spark arrestor. Holy cow. Okay. I love that. Gas-powered debris vacuums. And they're in shop vacs according to this explanation. It's a feature on boats for safety. A spark arrestor. David, big up to that. Let me see what one of these things I can give. Big up to David, big up to David, big up to David, big up to David, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. I learned another new term today. All right, guys, I am going to head out. I really appreciate it. David, thanks again. David, and always thanks. You go above and beyond to help our channel. We appreciate it. I'll find a way for it to continue to grow. There's so many things that you have to do, man. But when you're running a business and you're doing all these things, it's like, okay, zero in, Wayne. Zero in, because you gotta find a way to move this forward. So it just happens a little slow because I'm spreading myself. So I may have to reach out for help to be thinking about things while I'm thinking about this and worrying about that. Someone else could be worrying about that and help it grow from that angle. So I'll figure something out. David, I'm gonna catch you later, okay? I'm gonna see you later. I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of do this. Let me show you. So let's say I said, all right, I'll see you later, bye. And I put this over the camera because I have to walk around the camera and then turn it off from the other side. So I was like, do I do a fade to black? Do I do it like that and then walk around, or do I just leave the background and leave it playing and then walk around? Either way. For now, I'll do it like that, okay? But trust me, I thought about this. Oh man, see you later, Dave. You see, now I can't see the off. It's the X. Golly. Here we go.